Hey, let's talk about your car. For most of us, it's not just about getting from A to B, right? It's your personal space, your office on wheels, maybe where the kids drop half their snacks. But what if I told you that your car is actually something else entirely? It's a ridiculously sophisticated data center on wheels.
So just how much data are we talking about here? Get this. A single connected car can generate up to 25 gigabytes of data every single hour. To put that into perspective, that's like streaming a dozen HD movies at the same time. Every single hour you're behind the wheel, your car is creating this massive digital shadow of you.
Okay, so that naturally leads to a pretty big question, doesn't it? With all that information being collected, what does your car actually know about you, your habits, and your life? Well, let me tell you, it's probably a lot more than you think. All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First up, we're going to dive into what your car is secretly logging. Then, we'll look at what happens when all that privacy just, well, crashes. After that, we'll navigate the new rules of the road for data. And finally, and this is the important part, we'll give you a toolkit for taking back control.
Okay, let's jump right in. For a second, forget about the engine or the horsepower. The most complicated and maybe the most valuable part of your new car, it's probably its data collection system. It's truly a rolling data center.
So what is it actually recording? Well, for starters, your behavior. I mean, everything. The car builds this incredibly detailed profile of how you drive. Are you someone who slams on the brakes? Do you accelerate like a race car driver? It even knows your favorite seat position and what radio station you're listening to. It's basically creating a digital clone of you as a driver. But it doesn't stop there. Oh no, it gets way more personal than just your driving style. We're talking about biometrics, your face, your fingerprints, even the sound of your voice. And of course, the big one, location. Your car has a perfect memory of everywhere you've been, making it super easy to figure out where you live, where you work, even which doctor you visit. And here's the kicker. All that data doesn't just sit in your car's computer. No way. It flows through this massive tangled ecosystem. The car manufacturer gets it, sure, but so does the dealership. And it can even be shared with or sold to insurance companies, app developers, and yeah, even those shadowy data brokers. And all this leads to a pretty shocking gap between what's happening under the hood and what we, the drivers, actually know about it. Check this out. A staggering 84% of car owners have no idea about the full extent of data their own vehicle is collecting. That's a huge disconnect, right? Okay, so what happens when things go wrong? What are the real-world consequences of all this data flying around? Because let me tell you, this is not some theoretical problem. When privacy policies fail or security is just not good enough, the fallout can be pretty severe and very, very public. Just take a look at what's been happening recently. It's a clear pattern. In 2022, Volkswagen got slapped with a huge fine in the EU for GDPR violations. Then, in 2023, Tesla had a massive data leak, exposing tons of sensitive customer and employee info. And just this year, General Motors is facing a class action lawsuit for allegedly selling driver data without anyone's permission. This isn't a one-off thing. It's a systemic, industry-wide issue. And this quote from the authority that fined VW, it really says it all. It's basically a shot across the bow to the entire industry, saying, hey, privacy can't be an afterthought anymore. It has to be baked in from the very beginning. The pressure is seriously mounting. And it's not just about companies misusing your data. There's an even scarier, more direct threat, cyber attacks. The auto industry saw ransomware attacks jump by a jaw-dropping 67% in just 1 year. That makes these connected cars a really attractive and valuable target for criminals. So with all of this going on, it's no surprise that governments and regulators are finally starting to step in. The problem is, the result is this really complex and honestly pretty confusing maze of new rules that car makers and dealerships now have to figure out. And when you look at it globally, it's a total patchwork. You've got the European Union with its super strict, comprehensive approach. Then in the US, it's this kind of state-by-state mess. And over in Asia, the focus is all on keeping data within their borders. Imagine you're a global car company trying to comply with all of that at once. It's a huge challenge. Now, one really important piece of legislation you need to know about is the EU Data Act. It's set to take full effect in 2025, and honestly, it's a potential game changer. The whole idea is to flip the power dynamic, to give you, the owner, the actual right to get your hands on your car's data and decide who else gets to see it. Meanwhile, back in the US, the FTC has its own thing called the Safeguards Rule. This is aimed squarely at dealerships, and it basically forces them to get serious about data security. They now have to follow a bunch of specific, concrete steps, like creating a security program, running risk assessments, and reporting breaches quickly. Okay, so we've talked about the risks, we've talked about the regulations, but what can you actually do about it? That's what this final section is all about. It's about empowerment. It's your toolkit for taking back some control over your own data. And the biggest takeaway here is that privacy isn't just on the car companies. It's a shared responsibility. Absolutely. Manufacturers need to build cars with privacy in mind from the get-go and be totally transparent. But we, as the buyers, have a massive role to play too, by demanding that transparency, by actually learning the features of our cars, and by knowing and using our rights. So let's make this super practical. Here are 4 simple things you can do. 1. Demand transparency. Before you even think about buying, ask the tough questions about what data they collect. 2. Learn your features. Seriously, just take 15 minutes and go through the privacy settings in your car's menu and apps. 3. Practice good data hygiene. This is huge. If you sell or return your car, wipe your personal data. And 4. Stay informed. Know what your rights are under these new laws. And the really good news, you're not totally on your own here. There are new tools popping up to help us all out. Companies like Privacy for Cars are creating things like AI-powered scoring systems and easy-to-read privacy reports. They're trying to translate all that legal mumbo-jumbo into simple information you can actually use to compare different cars. And this quote from the Privacy Rights Clearinghouse, man, it just nails it. It really gets to the heart of the power that you have as a consumer. When we all start demanding better privacy, the industry has to listen. Sometimes they listen to us even faster than they listen to the regulators. Your voice, your wallet, it really, really matters. And that demand isn't just talk. It has real market value. A clear majority, we're talking 67% of people, say they would actually pay more for a car if it had stronger privacy features. See? Privacy isn't just some fringe issue anymore. It's a feature that people are actively looking for and willing to pay for. So, all of this leaves us with one final big question to chew on. We all love the amazing convenience and the cool features in our modern cars, right? But we've got to ask ourselves, is all that convenience worth the current lack of transparency? As we've seen today, that might just be a trade-off you don't have to make anymore.